Hi, I'm Terica Talbert, and welcome to Tuesdays with Terica. This week we are going to be sharing with Pastor Jeffrey Akers, the pastor of I Am Church. I want you guys to really just listen to what he has to share about wearing so many hats, doing multiple things, and still finding time to just enjoy life. Stay tuned. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Terica Talbert, and welcome to Tuesdays with Terica. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to sit next to my pastor, suffragan bishop, Pastor Jeffrey Akers of I Am Church. Yay!
It's a blessing to be here. Tuesdays with Terica and all the Tuesdays with Terica audience. You're doing great things.
You know, the Lord has put me in a position that He is truly challenging me. So this is what we're doing. We're trying to uplift, encourage, and inspire anybody that turns onto this channel.
Awesome.
So with you today, for those of you who don't know, my pastor wears so many hats, and this is going to be a time for us to just share, and with so many responsibilities that he has, how he is able to balance. So my thought for today is each of you may have different things going on in life, and you're not really sure how to get everything done. And I'm hoping that through our conversation, this will give you better understanding and clarification how to be able to handle that. So without prolonging everything, so Pastor, tell me, with everything that you have going on, what do you consider is your number one priority?
Well, number one priority is, of course, ministry.
Ministry.
And when I say ministry, I mean it in the context of just that, ministering to people, helping people, and being able to help them get a better understanding of their purpose and relationship with their Creator. So, as well as serving within the community and abroad.
I think that is awesome, and I can say that I believe what you said is true. Because I know that you know, we had a episode before with Dr. Candy, and I know that she does a lot of travel. Dr. Candy is his wife. He is married. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's my baby. That's my boo.
But because there's so much traveling that you guys have to do, it's not always easy to be able to plug into everything that's on your plate. And so, again, I just thought it would be an awesome experience to be able to, for you to just kind of share. I know that, you know, just to share with the people all the things that you have going on. So we've already talked about pastoring, we've talked about foreign missions, we've talked about some local things that our church and ministry are involved here in locally. Just for the record, he is also an author of this wonderful book. Would you like to share a little bit about your book?
Okay, so Digital Evangelism, and this was a book. I did this just before pre-pandemic, that dealt with the do's and don'ts of social media. And I started my pastorate with a virtual ministry, the first internet church in the United States, 22 years old. And in that, a lot of the issues that we had, a lot of pastors are experiencing and leaders are experiencing now. So it gives them really a good guide of how to do that. And one of the great things about this is teaching you how to minister. I think a lot of people, when the pandemic hit, didn't know what to do, so they just did what everybody else did and broadcasted. And that's broadcasting, it's not ministry, so you have to have some other things to go along with it. With this book, there also is Learn Online University, so they can take the whole complete class on that Learn On University platform, and it just really helps them be able to kind of hone in on how to be able to effectively keep people connected, as well as be able to educate ministry media teams of how to be more productive.
So, as you can see, he's inventive. 20 years ago, you said this came.
Yeah, it was before. A lot of people say you're before your time. It wasn't that I was before my time. That was just the time that God had sent for me to be able to pave the way. A lot of ministries, a lot of places. And the great thing about virtual ministry is it afforded us the ability to be able to make a great impact.
Right.
And that's how I got into missions, was through doing virtual ministries, and then creating a school in India and in Jamaica, and all those different pieces. So they connect really well. And it was a blessing.
So do you think that before social media became what it is today, how were you received when you were trying to share what God had given you? Because, okay, let's remember now, Noah was standing out there in the dry, trying to build a boat. He was not received easy.
You bring an interesting point. I wasn't received well within the Christian sector because we were used to doing things a certain way. But in those that need a word, those that need hope, those that need inspiration, those that want salvation, it was always accepted since day one.
Okay.
And there's no way to even count or measure the amount of people who've been touched by that. Same way with music. When you create a song, there's no way you can really see how many people it's going to inspire and empower.
Right. That's awesome. So with you being a pastor, working with foreign ministries, catch this, pastor, working with foreign ministries, working locally in ministry, writing a book that was before time but right in time with what was going on in the world, and then life coach. How do you do it?
Well, the one thing you have to do, if you're going to do multiple different things, and I think what helped me was being in production. And being in production as a filmmaker, you basically...
Look, I forgot one. Yeah.
You basically become a mayor of a city that you've got to create and take care of everything. And one of the biggest things that I did was pray for capacity. And so for the viewers that are watching, that are multitasking and figuring out, how am I going to do this? You first have to have capacity. Then second, you have to have discipline. And then thirdly, you really, really, really wanted to make sure that you have a vision board, right? The vision, make it plain. So when you feel like you're overwhelmed, you can go back and look at that. So for me, it's ongoing of always making those modifications. If I've got 8 different things going, what do I have to have today?
Right.
And when people say multitask, you know, it's a term that we use, which means you're doing 2 or 3 different things at one time. That's really not the case. You're doing a lot of different things in short periods. And the great thing is, if you do that with goals and if you're disciplined, then you'll find out what you're not really doing is multitasking. You're just finishing more tasks more often, more frequently.
So no procrastination, right?
Well, I think everybody, you're human, so there is procrastination. I'm just like the next person. I just work probably better under pressure. But there is certain levels of discipline that you have to have for what you want to do. So for me, I don't have, or traditionally did not have a lot of TV time because of creativity time and traveling and different things like that. So, time management or managing your time is essential. We waste so much time. So yes, most people plan their days by day. I plan mine by minutes.
By minutes. So, in talking to you and just kind of watching you over the years that I've known you, it's hard for me to always be on a schedule. Distractions come.
They do.
And with distractions, I am easily swayed from what I have purposed, what I have written, what my goal is for that moment, because something comes and sways me. And it doesn't always have to be a productive sway. It's just a sway.
That's common. As pastors, both me and my wife, you have to kind of even plan for that. So you can have a day and say, okay, today I want to accomplish, these 8 things, but then I prioritize what those 8 things are. Well, of course, if someone calls and there's an issue, that shifts things. If there's a major problem that we have to deal with, of course it shifts. But the whole thing is always going back to the focus. And so for me, with my day, it's planned out, and even with my downtime. So I know in the middle of my day, let's say in the fall, I'm going to drop my top and go for a ride. I'm going to go ride my motorcycle. 20 minutes is like a vacation because that 20 minutes lets me regroup, and I still don't feel overwhelmed because it's more balanced. Planning like a lunch with my wife, different things like that. And of course, with ministry, you do have those overwhelming moments because you get attached to not just your life, but everyone else that you pastor to some degree, to really, really help nurture them for them to go to the next level.
It's sometimes overwhelming. It takes your breath away just to know that there is so much that needs to be done and accomplished. But when you have a heart for kingdom work, that is the driving force that kind of pushes you to the next level, even on the days where you probably want to just stay home, don't answer the phone, keep the blinds pulled, but yet and still you find a way to gather up the strength to be able to take 2 more steps.
True. And the other thing here is the power of agreement, as well as working. Teamwork makes the dream work, but finding those that will partner in purpose with you. And, you know, there's so much levy with the power of agreement. Those who agree with you, because the energy that goes along with that kind of just lets you kind of lift off and be able to soar, versus surrounding yourself around people that are saying, well, how are you going to do that? And I don't think that's going to work. So what I do is try to surround myself around people that are smarter than me. And because it helps, as well as people who generally want to accomplish things that are goal-oriented. They have a saying, I believe it, if you want to get something done, find somebody busy. And
I agree.
And they get it done. And that's kind of worked for me, as well as having being blessed with a wife, and both of us are entrepreneurs. Both of us are in ministry. Both of us run separate businesses, collective businesses.
So you understand each other.
Yeah,
you understand the language of what's going on.
Equally yoked.
Absolutely. That needs to be a segment within itself.
I say this all the time. You know, if you're not equally yoked, it becomes difficult. And I think a lot of times that's more time being negative than you are positive because of your emotions and feelings with that. But, you know, you need that with everything, even within your ministry. Whatever ministry you go, you want to go where you're equally yoked with that vision, so that you're not frustrated. And my goal is to help people not just have a relationship with God, because we have a lot of that, but to be spiritual productive.
Be spiritually productive. So just as a recap, being spiritually yoked, being focused and purposeful for your day, trying to avoid distractions when possible, and knowing what your purpose is for the day, because every day is not the same. So those are some of the helpful hints that maybe our viewers can kind of glean from. My whole point and purpose is to make sure that anyone that is out here, you might be an entrepreneur like my pastor. You may be embarking on something that you feel is greater than what you have time or capability of doing. But as he's already stated, you have the ability within you. First, it starts with the Lord. So, Pastor, let me kind of go a different route now, because I really want to be able to leave our viewers with one more thing, one more nugget, and I know you got some nuggets of wisdom that you can just drop. We are coming out of the pandemic, and there's so many things going on now with the gas prices, with the uncertainty of businesses, just so many things going on.
for that one who is still wanting to pursue their dream, who wants to open a business, is not really sure if this is the time, concerned about this and that, but they have something that is a burden or weighing heavy on their heart. How do you encourage them to just move forward and trust God?
Well, first I would say, never give up on your dreams, but there's 4 elements, I think, of change that will help you. And one is your focus, your attitude, your behavior, and your discipline. If you can master these 4, you can accomplish anything, no matter what the economy's going, no matter what's happening, good or bad. I think oftentimes, when I learn, me personally, when I learn to really accept these 4, then I also realize these are all mine. That's why it's your focus, your attitude, your behavior, your discipline.
You own those.
You own those, yeah. And if you start owning these, then you can start really changing the landscape of your right now as well as your future. And a lot of times people blame the gas prices, they blame relationships, they blame situations. Well, my focus is, if gas is this, I've got a plan for it. Now, I'm glad you said the gas, because I just got off the road coming from Michigan, and from South Carolina to Michigan, I didn't plan for $6 a gallon. But I was prepared for it.
Right.
So there's a difference between planning and being prepared.
Right.
And so if you're already prepared for emergencies, then when they happen, you're not overwhelmed.
Right.
Doesn't mean you like it, but you're prepared for it. And in that, I'm not going to stop spending quality time and doing the things that I want to do just because of this circumstance and situation. I treat every day in business as well as in ministry like I'm a millionaire. Because a millionaire is not the money, a millionaire is the mindset. Now, a lot of people would say, no, you ain't got the money. Well, the fact is you have a lot of people who get millions and lose millions because they never had the mentality
to be able to.
So money is an exchange rate. And so with business, I say, if I had $1 million, what would be my next move? Well, I'm doing the exact same thing. It's just scaled down. So the same thing works in ministry. We're looking to expand, but everything that we're going to do is the same thing that we would do if we had 1,000 members and millions of dollars to be able to do what the whole total vision is. So you work the vision and you be faithful to that, and it's just scaled down. And as the increase comes, you scale up. And if you apply that, you'll find out that you get peace in your process, as well as you're always having forward momentum. Because when you get stagnant, without sounding, let me make it real simple.
Okay.
And that is Einstein's theory, E equals mc squared, energy versus mass. If you're moving, it's a whole lot harder to slow down or stop something moving than it is something that's standing still. So if you're only going 5 miles an hour, a person can get out and stop that. But if you're going 25, it's a lot harder to slow down. So in short, y'all, for Tuesdays with Terica, keep it moving.
Well, thank you, Pastor, for, again, taking time to come out and share. I know that our viewers have really enjoyed the nuggets that you've been able to share with them. I want you guys to be a part of everything that we have going on. Whatever we can do to uplift, encourage, and inspire, we are here to do that. This segment, again, is about managing your time, moving forward, however many balls that you're juggling, you can do it. It's just going to take the discipline that you need, that is necessary. We hope you have a wonderful week. You want to tell them about the church? You want to tell them where they can find us?
First of all, I want to commend you. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful concept, doing a great, great work, and I hope you all are encouraged. And this is really special for me to watch you blossom. This is like seeing the chick break out the hatch, the butterfly coming, because I can remember the day when you first came, where it was just, let's just say, the colors were gray.
The colors
and now
were gray.
You're in full color, in full and living color. So bless you. I'm praying that God blesses your efforts and all that
Thank
you do.
you.
That in real estate, that within this, and it's a blessing to all of you that are watching it. And yes, you can stop by IAC World Ministries or I Am Church at 1427 Lawrence Road, Suite E, right here in Greenville, South Carolina. 4 things that we do: teach, inspire, empower, and love. If it's not one of those 4, we're not doing it.
Henceforth, we are encouraging you. We are encouraging you because that has been a part of what has been poured into me, and now I want to pour it into you. So thank you. And again, please share, like, and subscribe. Tuesdays with Terica. We hope you have a wonderful week.
God bless.